lot. Walk with me, and we will see what we have got. My footsteps are ticking like water dripping from a tree, walking a hairline and stepping very carefully. My heart is broken. It's worn out at the knees, hearing muffled, seeing blind. Soon it will hit the deep freeze. And something is cracking. I don't know where. Ice on the sidewalk, brittle branches in the air. The sun is blinding, dizzy golden dancing green through the park in the afternoon, wondering where the hell I have been.
What a nice song. That is, of course, Suzanne Vega. Suzanne Vega, she's got a new album out called Close Up Volume 3, States of Being. And that's just new. I just got that today. And isn't that lovely? And that's a song called Cracking. I wasn't here tomorrow. Sorry, I wasn't here yesterday. Sorry about that. Mr. Coyle is not here today. He will not be here this week as he's having a wallet transplant. This may take some time as there's some concern as to whether the new wallet will take. He was admitted, I shouldn't tell you this really, it's private information, but there's no reason why not. He was admitted to the Royal yesterday, where he is said to be comfortable but slightly apprehensive, and rightly so. As you probably know, wallet replacement is a very painful and involved procedure, because before removal, the old sealed wallet must be opened and carefully drained of its contents. In this case, we're dealing with something very old indeed. Number of punts, Second World War bonds, communion money, and indeed rumoured a number of white fivers. Well, today, a preliminary exploratory surgery was carried out yesterday. The patient, Sean, is resting today, but keeping himself cheerful by checking and counting his loose change and pointing out to the nurses any lapses of hygiene or inefficiency on their part. We wish him all the best. And if God is good, he'll be back on Monday. If God is not good, it will doubtless be discussed on Sunday Sequence. I'd like to say hello to some people. I was down in the most beautiful part of the world in this entire country on Sunday. I was down in Ross Trevor at the Fiddler's Green Festival. What a wonderful place that is. I've never seen anywhere as nice. And myself and Sean Donnelly did a little concert in the afternoon, and indeed, I don't know what happened at night, I don't remember. But a number of people gave me little requests and said, would you play these things here? And I said, yes, I certainly will, and I'll read them out. Please play a request for Tash Greenan from Sharon. And she said, I hope you enjoyed your stay at the Whistledown. A lovely, lovely place. Also, I want to say hello to Moya and Eilish and Mary from Ross Trevor. And also, please say hello on radio to Roisin Cosgrove, who works in the passport office in Belfast and never ever misses the morning show. I don't know if I should have read that out or not, because people who work in the passport office may be listening and saying, hold on a minute, she should be working here in the passport office when she is actually listening to this radio programme. That's from her friend Carolyn McGlynn. And a gentleman has lost his glasses on Shaw's Bridge on Saturday morning. They are rimless glasses. And the number to ring, I've got a number here. So if anybody finds a man's rimless glasses in Shaw's Bridge on Saturday morning, please please give us a ring here at 08459 555 678. If you want to speak to me for any reason, the number to ring is the same number, 08459 555 678. Email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. And the text messaging service, 81771. Somebody on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
I can't believe it. The first call came through. You see, Emma is on control. Yes, how are you, sir?
Gerry, also my regards and my get well soon to Sean Oil after that painful extraction.
Well, you see, he's been postponing this for a number of years. You see, I have often said to him the bulge in his back pocket was getting worse. And I said, strangers are beginning to notice. I said, if you just took it out every once in a while, and aired it, maybe it would shrink naturally. But he says, no, it has to stay there. So what has happened is the wallet has actually melded to his buttock. So in other words, it has disappeared within his arse. So he has to get it removed, and as I explained before, it's a very complicated procedure. But we hope he'll survive all right. We hope he'll be back here on Monday with a new cheek.
Gerry, I'll tell you what it is. I normally listen to Folk Club on a Saturday night, Column Stands.
A very good programme indeed.
Absolutely, and it was live, I think, from the Fiddler's Green Festival.
That's right, the Henry girls were on, weren't
yes.
they?
I wonder, Gerry, is it possible to put it in a deal over the airwaves to get a copy of it from someone who's maybe taped it, or is there a possibility of getting one from the BBC?
Sure, it's on iPlayer.
No, I don't have that facility.
Have you not?
No.
Do you not have any kind of computer at all or laptop?
No.
You should get yourself something, because look at all the stuff you're missing. And all the BBC programmes are available for a week. I mean, if you had a laptop, you could sit down and you could listen to Folk Club, and you could listen to it every day from now until next Saturday.
I know, Gerry. But, Gerry, is there a possibility you could help me in that one?
Well, you see, do you know what happens these days? It is so rare to ask for a copy for a programme because they're so easily available elsewhere that, a lot of people don't... I know. No, I understand that you're a special case. I understand that you're a special case.
That's terrible. I'm a special case.
Well, you see, you have to get on the information technology highway. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, we'll make an exception for you this time, but you have to promise me you'll go to your shop and you'll look at a PC.
Gerry, I appreciate it.
You look at a laptop.
Janice got my details by telephone, okay?
Okay, so anyone who can give this man, would you like a kind of a CD copy? No, don't tell me you want a cassette.
Yes, please. Yep, CD, yep.
All right then, so if anyone has got a copy. Who was on that programme, by the way? Apart from the Henry girls. Do you remember?
I've never heard, Gerry.
Oh, you actually didn't hear it?
No,
I thought you heard it and you wanted to hear it again.
No, I never heard it at all. I normally listen to Column Songs every Saturday night, but I missed it completely.
Okay. And I
appreciate that. I mean, I really like that from the Fiddler's Green Festival, if possible.
Okay, then. Okay, anyone who knows or anyone who's got access to put that on CD or what they call a hard drive, give us a ring here, or indeed, and give us a ring here at 08459 555 678, and we'll give them your details, and then you can deal with them then, okay?
Okay, Gerry.
Good man.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. A gentleman has sent me a chocolate lollipop. Look at that. A big chocolate lollipop. That's from the Arcadia Delicatessen in Lisburn Road. Thank you very much indeed. And it says on it, it's a girl, I would imagine, alluding to my recent grandfather, Dom. Thank you very much indeed. Arcadia Delicatessen, of course, was voted one of the 10 top delicatessens in the UK. You can't beat that, You cannot beat that. Here's a song I played the other day. People loved it. He's a local singer. I think he's from Dungiven. His name is Dermot O'Connor. He's got an album now called Gravity and a song called I Fall in Love Too Easily. Women love this. I don't know how many women rang this programme wanting to know, what's that? Where do you get it? Who is it? What's it sing? What's it about? Who is it? What is it? Go and tell us. Who is it? I guess I fall in love too easily. Amazing beauty overpowers me. Just one look from you was all it took. You smiled and said hello, and I was hooked. I guess I wear my heart upon my sleeve, bruised and battered for the world to see. The moment that I looked into your eyes, my feelings for you I could not disguise. I guess I fall in love too easily. I can feel my heartbeat when you're near me, bum bum bum. Only you can take away the rain.
The stars were shining, I was hypnotized. I guess I wear my heart upon my sleeve, bruised and battered for the world to see. The moment that I looked into your eyes, my feelings for you I could not disguise. I guess I fall in love too hastily. When you're gone, I'm in misery. Yesterday I barely knew your name, and now my life may never be the same. I guess I fall in love too easily. Too easily. Too easily. I guess I fall in love too easily.
That's Dermot O'Connor. That's from an album called Gravity. I'm not quite sure if that's available. Let me see if there's any clues on this. There's an email address. O'Connor Dermot. OCONNORDERMOT at yahoo.co.uk. And you can find out all you want to about that artist, Dermot O'Connor. That's O'Connor Dermot at yahoo.co.uk. I'm not quite sure because, when you put out a CD these days, a lot of people put them out independently. I don't think this is a record label. I don't see any sign of a record label. A lot of people put their own out. So they don't necessarily take them in shops. So the idea that you go to a record shop and ask for a record, chances are 99 times out of 100 they haven't got it.
You've only got what you got on the shelves there. Have a look yourself. If it's not there, it's not there, all right?
Young lady on the line here, Janice. Good morning, Janice.
Hi, good morning, Gerry.
Janice, I got a email from you, and you've been trying to contact me for a couple of weeks now because of something that happened to you.
Yeah, I was on speaking with you at the start of the year, Gerry.
Yeah.
About a literary site which I'd placed a section of my novel on. And I actually heard about the site Night Reading through your programme around Christmas time.
Yeah, this is you had been writing at home, and in common with many other people, including me, you have difficulty finding a publisher.
Yeah.
So the internet provides a way to get your stuff seen. So tell me what happened.
Well, I heard an interview between yourself and Gerry McCullough, the author of Belfast Girls.
Yeah.
And she had gone down this route, and I thought I'd give it a try. And I was lucky enough to be voted to second place in the January poll.
Oh.
And I come on then in January and asked your listeners to vote me to the number one spot, and they did, and I'm really grateful for it.
So what happens when you get the number one?
Well, I got a publishing deal, and my book's now out, and it's on Amazon.
Oh, you see. And what's it called?
It's called Buying Time.
Buying Time.
Yeah.
And your name, of course, is Janice Donnelly.
Donnelly, yeah.
Okay, Buying Time. And you must be thrilled to bits.
I'm absolutely delighted, yeah. All the details are on my website, Gerry.
What is that?
janicedonnelly.weebly.com.
Weebly? W-E-E-B-L-Y?
Yeah.
What's Weebly?
That's just a site.
I've never heard of it before in my life. Weebly.
Yeah, it's just an internet site for...
Okay. That's JANICEDONNELLY
.weebly.com.
Yeah. And well, it's a great feeling when you get a book published and you actually hold it in your hand for the first time, isn't it?
It is absolutely wonderful, Gerry, and
It's
I'm
like
just so grateful that people have given me this opportunity. Could I just say special thanks to Tim Rood, the managing editor of Night Reading, who has been so supportive to all of us authors. The site has actually doubled in size since I joined, so it's a great place for unknown writers.
All right, then.
And
So what is the
obviously
site
for
again? What is the site again? If you don't mind telling me.
It's Night Reading.
Yeah. Okay. Night Reading, and that's it.
Yeah, and all the details are on my website.
All right then. Okay. Well, best of luck to you. So your hope next would be that perhaps maybe people would buy it and then it would go into the bestsellers.
Yeah. I've actually just heard today that it's available in our local libraries. Now, that's not everywhere, but in the borough here in Carrick, sort of general direction, it will be available.
Well, I hope the person who sent me this email doesn't act upon the advice that he gives me. He said, hello, Gerry. His name is John. He said, apropos books, he said, I went into a bookshop at the weekend and stole a self-help book. What do you think of that? I said, well, maybe that's not what they meant by that. All right. Well, Janice, congratulations.
Could I just say before I go,
Sure.
Gerry, there is actually a promotion starting for 3 days on the 7th of August. It's just a special sort of thing that Tim has decided to go with, just to raise the profile of the books. And it's a 99-cent Kindle promotion. So from the 7th, this Sunday, it's basically about 86p you'd be able to download the Kindle for.
It's on Kindle, and really, I'm going to get that because I have a Kindle, and it's the best thing I ever got. Do you know what happened? It's the strangest thing. Do you know the way they're marketing the Kindle now? You know, the small pocket size thing?
Yeah.
Well, about a year ago or a year and a half ago, maybe it might be even 2 years ago, they had two sizes. They had a bigger one, which was about the size of, let's say, like Time magazine.
Yeah.
Right, the Kindle that size. So I got one of those, and it's fantastic. And then I keep telling people about it, and they say, well, I can't get one of those because they've only got the little tiny ones. And the little tiny ones are great. Do you know whatever happened to the bigger ones? Can you still get the bigger one?
I don't know, actually. I think also a lot of people aren't aware that there is a Kindle app for the PC, so you can actually download to your computer free.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, by going to Amazon. But a lot of people still like the paperback. And should I just say, actually, that it's out of stock at the moment on Amazon.co.uk, but it will be back in again if people are looking for it.
Well, you know, that's a good sign, isn't it?
Well, it does. It looks good.
If a thing is out of stock, it means that they've sold out. They should tell them, don't out of stock, just say sold out. But some will be back shortly. All right, well done, Janice.
All right, Gerry, thanks very much for the time, and thanks again to all of your listeners for the votes.
Not at all, bye.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Have you seen Ireland? Everything's cold and green there except the whiskey, and it's warm and brown and fine. And the mist that rolls in off the Irish Sea at midnight.
I played this on Friday, but I didn't finish it. This is the whole version.
In an almost perfect moment, reasons for rhyme and conditions for love roll in with the mist off the Irish Sea. They had caught the early train in from Ballymena because the matchless wouldn't start. The stars in the sky, the music in the air, everything they dreamed it would be. I thought we'd sit this first one out, but they started Rhythm of the Rain. George and Amanda fell in love that night when the show bands played Cold Rain. In the last days of glory for the legends of radio, the county where the black barrels hold the bush mills, Ireland never saw the likes of the king or the killer, but tonight Gerry and the Hurricanes are here from Belfast and they top the bill. Amanda's got her hair up and her best Eartha Kitt look. She's okay till 2 a.m. George has got what's left of a paycheck in his billfold and a wink that says, I don't give a damn. Might as well stay for a few more songs. We already missed the half-past train. Amanda and George were dancing on clouds when the show bands played Cold Rain. Well, they strolled down to the beach at Castle Rock when the band took their halftime break. And all the stars in the black Irish sky that night did their best to mimic daybreak. George fumbled for the ring in his pocket and the words caught in his throat. And with teary eyes, he pledged manly his love from the heartfelt horn that he wrote. We strolled back down to the dance hall, ignoring the chants of Sinn Féin.
Uh-huh.
Kissed his heart bye-bye when the show bands played Cold Rain. Might as well stay for a few more songs. They started a rhythm of the rain. Yeah, George and Amanda fell in love that night when the show bands played Cold Rain.
That's an interesting song, that. That's a fella called Ronnie Elliott. And it's based on a true story. Ronnie Elliott's a singer-songwriter, American, of course, as you can hear. Apparently he paid a visit here not so long ago. And he met a couple who he mentions there called Amanda and George, and they were going to a dance and he went with them and he loved it. And the only thing about that is that line, ignoring the chance of Sinn Féin. You imagine he's probably terrified of meeting people putting up posters. Anyway, great shows last week, kid. This Thursday show, in particular, caused great consternation in Castlederg when two Japanese soldiers staggered over the bridge with their hands in the air. Apparently the two old relics had been hiding in Kaleter Forest since World War II. Oh, they were tattered, they were torn, at the webbing they were worn, the two samurai from the rising sun. When locals asked them why they had decided to surrender, they said, "A Gerry Anderson singing about We Boy Up a Tree drove us out of our bunker and out of our mind. Harry Carey!" screamed the ancient enemy. Harry Carey, a kindly Castlederger said, "Keep her lit, boys, till we get out." The Harry Carey restaurant is on the Strabane Road. It opens at 4:30. It doesn't close until 11, and they do a great curry, so they do. The last I heard, the two Japanese soldiers were working as bouncers for Sammy Walls. A gang of hoodies who turned up wearing trainers are now building a railway line from Castlederg to Clogher, which will be the slowest railway line, even slower than the one from Derry to Belfast, which takes some doing. In 5 or 6 years' time, Rosie Ryan and her son Bon Jovi could be chasing havoc and mayhem in the lanes and byways around Castlederg. Tommy, my cat, put down the Financial Times and said, "If America loses its AAA credit rating, how will that affect the special relationship with Britain?" "Britain is tied to America's coattails," I said. "If America goes down the pan, Britain follows like the tail of a kite. Core, 3 times core. Blimey," roared Tommy. "It seems like the whole world is in debt. The whole world is in debt." "My fine feathered friend," I cried, "and every day the debt climbs higher and higher." Tommy drew a rough likeness of Stephen Nolan on the floor with lard and said, "To whom is the world in debt to?" I pondered deeply, which I wouldn't recommend on an empty stomach, and said, "Every country in the world is in debt to every other country in the world." "Start anew," said Tommy. "Clean the slate, wipe out all debt, start anew, print more money. It's only paper. That way no country will be in debt. We can all start afresh, breathe the air, the wind will run through our hair." I looked at Tommy, so young, so innocent, so concerned about the fate of the world, and yelled, "Put your coat on, lad. Tonight I'll put you on a plane, and tomorrow you will address the World Bank in New York with your brilliant, amazing, smashing monetary plan." You may have seen him tear Jeremy Paxman apart on Newsnight with his caustic wit and remarkable grasp of fiscal and monetary shenanigans. We have the answer to all things. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
I wonder who this is.
It's Robert, the taxi driver in Belfast.
Morning, Robert. How are you?
Gerry, I would like to say one of our taxi drivers, John Jordan, 50-odd years service of driving a taxi in Belfast. And sadly, I was buried at the weekend there.
Oh, dear.
And he was one of the greatest taxi men that Ireland ever seen. And he worked right through the troubles. He had all the big American film crews right in during the heavy times of the troubles.
Yeah, when things were really bad,
most of the presidents and all was here. He was the man behind running all this, the CIA and all the security and all these people. And he was immaculately dressed, and his manners was second to none. And, my deepest sympathy goes right out to his whole family circle. And the taxi in Belfast and Ireland have lost one of Ireland's greatest taxi drivers.
What was his name again?
John Jordan, and his nickname was Millions.
Millions Jordan. Why did they call him Millions?
Well, because everybody always thought he had millions,
because he was so immaculately dressed.
Gerry, see if you'd have seen this gentleman, you thought he was just out of Burton's.
It doesn't get much more expensive than that. Well, listen, I must have met him.
I'm sure you've met him, and I'll tell you another thing too. He always listened to the yourself and the Nolan show and Talkback and all. He loved all them shows. He listened every day to them.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll tell you another thing.
Yeah.
His actual daughter works in the BBC on Jordan.
Oh, for God's sake, does the weather?
Yeah, correct. Well, that's his daughter.
They're travelling, traffic and travel.
Correct. That's his daughter.
I met her on a number of occasions. I didn't realise that. Oh,
yeah,
dear,
Gerry,
dear,
that's his daughter. But I'll tell you, I can vouch for it. He was a total gentleman, and his manners, you couldn't buy them. You couldn't buy manners.
Well, that was obviously.
As I say, he was famous throughout this island for driving. For over 50 years, he drove a taxi.
Well, what age was he when he retired, or did he retire?
Well, he was in it. Unfortunately, he went into a wee bit of bad health, but he was in it. He was well into his 80s, John. But as I say, he was the king of kings of taxiing.
Well, you can't have more higher praise than that.
Gerry, do you know what I would love to sing? I'd love you to request for him.
Yeah.
Spirit in the Sky.
Well, we'll try and get that for you after the news. We'll try and get that for you.
Thank you very much, Gerry, for listening.
Okay, and can I ask you, when did he die, if I may ask you that?
He was buried on Saturday there. He died Thursday last week.
I'm sure a lot of people listening would know who that man was and probably...
Gerry, come here. He is famous.
Okay.
I'm not joking. You see all the big American TV networks.
Yeah.
When they come to Belfast, it was John Jordan, and he organised all the film crews right during the heavy days of the Troubles.
Okay.
And he had them in up round pavements, in round wee side streets, and they were amazed at his knowledge of Belfast. You know, buses burning, etc. And during the Troubles,
yeah.
he had the film crews up the pavements round. He knew all the wee nooks and where nobody knew them, you know.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to go now. We're a wee bit past the news already. But listen, thank you very much. We'll try and play that for John. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gerry, for listening. Thank you.
That's all. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
With the BBC News at 11 o'clock, I'm Kerry Martin. Thousands of people who lost access to money they'd saved with the Presbyterian Mutual Society are expecting cheques in the post from this morning. The PMS entered administration in 2008. Around 10,000 people were affected. The rescue package, which was underwritten by the government and the executive, means smaller savers will get all of their money back and larger investors will receive 85%. Ivor McCandless lost most of his family's savings.
It will be a fairly substantial refund. I will still be down about 18% or 20% of my overall amount. I am extremely grateful, to our politicians and all of those who have actually come up with this deal, because up to about June, July of last year, prospects were extremely poor.
The SDLP's only executive minister, Alex Atwood, says people within the party thinking of challenging Margaret Ritchie's leadership should be careful about thinking they can do better. Deputy Leader Patsy McGlone has announced he intends to contest the position after encouragement from party members. The SDLP's South Belfast MLA, Conal McDevitt, says he also backs Mrs Ritchie's leadership.
I would be very happy to see Margaret remain as leader of the SDLP. I'm not sure that changing leader at this stage is going to solve anything. I think the issues that the party needs to work through and debate go beyond simply who is at the helm of the party.
Police have arrested a man in West Belfast in connection with dissident Republican activity. The 68-year-old has been questioned in Antrim. A woman has been hit over the head during a robbery in Strabane. A man confronted her when she walked into the kitchen of her home on the Ligford Road. The robber attacked her during a struggle over her handbag. She was not seriously injured. Police have seized more than 160 cannabis plants in County Down. They were discovered at a house on the Ban Road in Castlewellan. Now with the sport, here's Nikki Gregg.
Tunbridge rider Eugene Laverty says he won't rule out a move to MotoGP next year. Laverty is currently racing for Yamaha in the World Superbike Championship, but the team has opted to pull out of the 2012 series for financial reasons. In rugby, Brian O'Driscoll will sit out the World Cup warm-up match against Scotland on Saturday because of a neck strain. The Ireland captain is also expected to be rested for next week's game against France. In football, Gary Hamilton has agreed to a wage cut as part of the deal, bringing him back to Glentoran, and Joey Barton's agent says that clubs who have qualified for the Champions League are interested in signing the former Newcastle United midfielder.
On to the weather with Jackie McCann.
Patchy rain will continue to threaten parts of North Down, Antrim and Londonderry at times during the first half of the day. However, the afternoon should be largely dry with just a slim chance of a shower. Although it will be rather cloudy, the skies should brighten up as the day goes on, with temperatures reaching a pleasant 19 degrees. By evening, the clouds should be well broken with some fairly decent spells of sunshine.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel News.
In County Tyrone, temporary traffic lights are in operation on the A505 Baroni Road at Craigan, which is the main Omagh to Cookstown Road. That's until September. And work continues on the A505 Drum Road at T-Bank Crossroads for the next 2 weeks. Looking ahead to this evening, and in Enniskillen, Fort Hill Street will be closed between the Dublin Road and Mill Street from 8 o'clock until 7 tomorrow morning. A diversion will be in place via Cornagrade Road, Queen Elizabeth Road and Belmore Street. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel News on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, should we all have the right to vote for the next Mary McAleese? David Norris's presidential ambitions seem to be hitting the buffers, so could Dana save the day? Matters presidential at 12. Then what's happening in the SDLP? The party leader's under threat. Who supports her? Who knows? None of the MLAs will tell us. And Margaret Ritchie won't talk either. But Patsy McGlone says he will run against her, and he is on Talkback today. Also, is there ever an excuse for leaving your kids in the car? Do you do it? Have you done it? You can call us on 08459 555 678. The law says you shouldn't, but what about if you go to pay to petrol or nip in for a paper? And finally, how a shortage of wood could rule out your musical ambitions. Could acoustic guitars be a thing of the past? Join the debate on Talkback at 12.
Thank you, Wendy. That's Talkback coming up at 12 o'clock. I often give the kids the keys to the car and go wherever you like. Stay in the car, sit there, go wherever you like. Morning, Turkey Neck. A lot of people seem to be quite taken by yesterday's show. I really enjoyed yesterday's show. It was very funny. When are you going on strike again? I was not on strike, but I'll explain that later. Well, yesterday's show was kind of different because for the hour and a half between 10:30 and 12 o'clock, the BBC, in its infinite wisdom, played 3 versions of a programme called Anderson Extra, which is on occasionally for about 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. It's on now at the moment. You can hear it at 12 o'clock on a Saturday, and then again on a Monday night. I think it's 7 or 7:30, I can't remember which. So what Anderson Extra is, it's all the best little bits culled from the programme as it proceeds normally, and it's very difficult to find best bits, but it's all the crap taken out. So if you want to listen to that, have a listen on Saturday, and people quite enjoyed it because sometimes people don't listen to the radio on Saturday morning because they've no gardens. And where were you yesterday? Were you on strike? I was not on strike. Now, I repeat, I was not on strike. I would never go on strike for anybody, because if you go on strike, it means you have to join things. No. And why were you not standing outside the BBC? Because I don't care. I was not on strike yesterday. I had booked yesterday off 2 months ago because the strike was supposed to be on Friday and then changed at the last minute to Monday. So I was not on strike. Gerry, please say hello to Keith, Rachel, Dane, Camilla and Mary, who are on their way from Fermanagh to Belfast Zoo today for a nice day out. And also, could you please say hello to Anne, who's doing the wallpapering, her wonderful husband Gerry, who's out working, and Ashley, who's overexcited to see Jedward tomorrow. So maybe you can play a Jedward song. That's from Millie. No, thank you. Gerry, were you that debonair hunk cruising down the Malone Road yesterday around 2 p.m? Yes, it was me. Hot foot from the strike. If so, why were you not in the BBC picket line? Because I don't care, that's why. How many times must I say it?
Well, the other night when I come home as drunk as I could be, I got tangled up in the old doormat, fell flat as I could be. Well, I had me a little old bottle of rum and I didn't have any more, and the cap flew off when I went down and I spilled it in the floor. Then a rat came out of his hiding place and he got that whiskey scent, and he ran right up and he got a little shot, and back to his hole he went. Back to his hole he went, right back to his hole he went. He ran right up and he got a little shot, and back to his hole he went. Then the rat come out of his hole once more, sidled up to the rum on the floor. He was a little bit shy, but he winked one eye, and then he got him a little bit more. And he didn't go back to his hole that time, but he stayed by the puddle of gin. And he said, doggone my pop-out soul, I'm gonna get drunk again. And he didn't go back to his hole. He said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. Well, he washed his face with his front feet, and on his hind legs sat, with a twisted smile and a half-closed eye, said, where's that doggone cat? And he didn't go back to his hole, but he said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. He said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. Well, he washed his face with his front feet, and on his hind legs sat, with a twisted smile and a half-closed eye, said, where's that doggone cat? And he didn't go back to his hole, but he said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. Well, his little old eyes begin to shine, doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. Well, he washed his face with his front feet, and on his hind legs sat, with a twisted smile and a half-closed eye, said, where's that doggone cat? And he didn't go back to his hole, but he said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back in. And he didn't go back to his hole. He said, doggone my soul, I'm only a rat, but a doggone cat can't run me back to my hole. Well, he washed his face with his front feet, and on his hind legs sat, with a twisted smile and a half-closed eye.
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. But don't get so excited. That's all right, boys. But I must tell you this first of all, that where there are one or two or three or four or more Scots gathered together, there's a general rule sometimes that we, just before we part, you know, we have a wee joke indoors. Oh, dear.
Well, you don't hear that every day. I think that's brilliant. It probably frightened the horses, I know, but I don't care. I think it was brilliant. It's called Harry's in Heaven, believe it or not. That's probably the last title you thought you'd hear. Harry's in Heaven by Martin Bennett. Could you please play something by Mary Gauthier? I will. That's from Teresa in Ross Trevor. And Gerry, your dulcet tones are currently reverberating across the Antrim Hills. These patio speakers are a great job. I should probably be apologising to the neighbours, though. Turn it up, Lindsay. Turn it up. They need waking up. They've had too many holidays. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, who's this, I wonder?
Neil Columba from Dungannon.
Columba from Dungannon. What a great title.
Well, do you mind I phoned you a couple of weeks ago or last week to find out what about the Mark Knopfler track? You said it wasn't Cold Edmund Toby that he was actually singing.
That's right. Now, I remember I found out what it was at the time. Apparently you misheard it. It was just a fairly pedestrian.
It was in the chorus, it kept...
It's just a question of a man not finishing his words. And you thought it meant something else entirely different.
I didn't know what it meant. That's what I was
You shouldn't
reading.
exercise yourself about these trivia. You should concern yourself about the big things in life, about the American national debt, about space travel, and about the ongoing crisis in Africa. Those are the things that you should be concerned about. Well, tell me, Columba, what is your other... Have you a middle name?
What do you mean a middle name?
Do we sometimes people have three? Columba, something... What's your second name?
Devlin.
Devlin. Well, you know people have a name Columba. Michael Devlin or Columba...
Most people get it shortened to Column, but I didn't.
Well, you see, Column, is that short for Columba, or is Column a name on its own?
Column and Columba is usually the same. You should know it's a Stroke City name, Columkill, Columba.
Of course it is. St. Columba broke a window and blamed it on St. Paul. We used to sing that in church.
Did you?
And nobody noticed the difference. And tell me this, what's the crack about Dungannon these days? Anything exciting?
None at all.
Yes.
So you're not going to tell me what that is, the Toby or...
Well, you see, I did find out what it was, but of course I can't remember all these things. I can't remember the actual words in question, but what I'll do is I'll try and consider what that might have been. And if it comes to me, I'll get back to you.
There was another one on it there. The Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits, the very best. There was Crocodile spelt with a K. That's Croc Style. He sang in the chorus. I was wondering what that was all about too.
Most of the things that you hear seem to be a mystery.
I know.
Anyway, we'll try and solve that particular conundrum
I
for
was
you.
listening to that you were playing there, and I was wondering, what's a Jack and Doris?
It's close the door.
Oh, is that what it is?
In Irish, yeah. And obviously in some kind of Gaelic tongue, Doc and Doris. Close the door. You see?
I like to know what things are about.
I know, but it seems to be that
Like
most of the things you hear are a mystery to you.
When you're blind, you can't look these things up.
I didn't know you were blind. I'm
see
terribly
that.
sorry. I didn't realise you were blind.
Uh-huh.
Well, are you completely blind? Or
Yeah.
yeah. And have you always been blind?
No.
When did you lose your sight?
I was hitting the face with fireworks when I was a teenager.
Oh, my God. What age were you?
13. But
13.
I lost one eye at that time, but the other eye was okay up until I was in my late teens, and then I took what's called a retina detachment.
Oh, dear.
You know, so
Oh, dear. Did
I've
you ever
been
meet
around, many's a time, although I've never heard you, I've seen the chessmen van going about and the grafting and
the women hanging out the window. Did you ever meet...
I've often heard you talking about the commercial ballroom. I used to go to it quite a lot.
In Dungannon? PJs.
PG.
PGs, that's what it was called. I saw the Everly Brothers in there for the first time. I remember playing there one night with Lulu.
I was there that night that Lulu was on.
Well, you wouldn't remember the band. I was in the band after. They did a thing in the middle and we played the rest of it. Oh, for God's sake. All right then. God bless you, my son.
I was at Roy Orbison in it. And what was I going to say? You were talking about the Sands Brothers there. Eamon Freed played a great track one night, so we did Saturday night.
What was that called, I wonder?
I don't know which of the Sands Brothers it was, but it was his version of White a Shade of Pale with Ellen Pipes and all on it.
Was this Tommy Sands singing that?
No, I think it was some of the other sounds.
White or Shade of Pale?
You want to look it up. It's a fantastic version.
Well, I must try and get my hands on that because I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear Ben Sands singing White or Shade of Pale.
With the yellow pipes and all. It really was very good.
All right, then. I'll try and find out what that is for you because sometimes they publish the list of songs played on these programmes and I'll announce it tomorrow if you're listening. Okay.
And see if you can find that out for me. Curiosity's killing me.
What's that, sorry?
About the Toby and Croc style.
All right, then. You keep listening. I shall keep you right.
Right.
All right, then, Columba.
Right. Good night.
See you later. Bye. Bye. Columba says, we recently had a visit, says Niall, from two ladies from County Down. That's a gentleman who works in the Playhouse Theatre here in Derry, Londonderry. We recently had a visit from two ladies from County Down who came to visit the city because they'd heard about it on your show. In particular, they came to see two things which you had mentioned, the new Peace Bridge and the Playhouse Theatre, which was, of course, featured in the Restoration TV series on BBC Two not too long ago. We gave them a tour of the Playhouse and we gave them tea and cake. And last week we received a thank you note, photographs and presents from these nice people from County Down. Have you ever thought of working for the Tourist Board? No, they wouldn't want me. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, who's this, I wonder?
My name is John.
John, good morning, John. What can we do for you today?
There's a piece of music was played on a programme about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The programme was called All Watched Over by Machines. And the music was played as background music, and I can't find the name of it.
All Watched Over by Machines?
Yes.
Really? So what a strange programme title.
Yes. The particular programme was about economics of Africa and things like that, I think.
Oh.
But the music, I have it recorded here, but it also has a voiceover on it as well. So I'm not sure you'll be able to hear it very well.
Go ahead, give us a little blast of it.
The Tutsis fought back, and the country descended into violent chaos. Thousands of Rwandans then fled across the border to Zaire, and huge refugee camps were set up.
Oh, I know that. That's the music that you want.
Yes.
Well, it's Floyd Kramer.
Floyd Kramer.
Yes, and he... he did... I can't remember the name of it. It's on tip of my tongue, but that's who he is, Floyd Kramer. I'm not quite sure how you spell it, with a K or a C. But I would know it. Girls, would somebody look up Floyd Kramer and see any particular hits that he had and maybe tell me what they are, and if I would recognise it if I heard it? There we go. We'll try and find out for you. That's him anyway, as far as I know.
I can do it on the internet. That's brilliant.
Good man. Do you know what it reminds me of something? There's a program that I'm doing next Tuesday morning. Actually, at around about this time, it's on Radio 4. It's called with great pleasure, anyway, whatever it's called. And you have to talk about incidents in your life and things like music that was associated with certain things. And what you said there reminded me of a program used to be on a very, very long time ago called Music While You Work. And it was on, if I remember correctly, 9:45 in the morning and 3:45. It was on twice a day. And what it was 15 minutes of instrumental music of popular tunes. And it was for people to sing along with.
Excellent.
Can you imagine that? And all the people who lived, I lived in a place called Sackville Street in Derry, Londonderry, and across the street from where I lived was a factory which employed 1,500 girls, shirt workers. And it was a huge factory, and whenever they all got out, it was just amazing. 1,500 girls run up and down your street. Where would you get it? But anyway, they used to keep the windows open to let the steam out. And I remember I was ill for a while, and I was in bed for about 6 months. You know what kind of illness you get. Nobody tells you what's wrong with you, and you think you're going to die, but then you get up one day and people say, where you going? Now you're all right now. Some kind of consumptive thing, Bronte thing, whatever it was. And I used to lie in bed, and my window was open during the summer, of course, most of the time I was ill. And I used to listen to the girls singing along with the music. I'd have the radio on, and I'd be listening to the music, and out of one ear I heard the music, right? And out of the other ear, I heard the girls in the factory singing to the music. And you know the most amazing thing about it? And I always say this to people. People always say that I don't like Derry and that kind of thing, and I don't plug Derry, which I normally don't. But one thing I do have to say, that the people in Derry have got an innate musical ability, which I have never denied, because anywhere else I've ever been, when there's a bunch of girls singing, they always sing the melody. Except in Africa. Anywhere in America, in England, if girls sit down, they always sing the tune. But Derry, they sing 3-part harmony, naturally.
And that was in stereo?
In stereo. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. Maybe 100, 200 girls out of the particular one room singing on one ear, and then on the other, you had the backing track. That just reminded you. And actually, I'm talking about that on that programme. If anybody's listening, I better not say that because it's on at the same time as this programme. It's on Radio 4 next Tuesday morning.
You may have developed stereo. That might have been the first stereo.
Yes. Listen, that song is called On the Rebound.
On the Rebound.
That's what it's called. Floyd Kramer.
Thank you very much indeed.
Not at all. You see, you won't get information like this anywhere else.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank
all
you
right,
very
then.
much indeed.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Someone else here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Yes, good morning. You okay?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm well rested after my strike.
I seen you yesterday, Gerry. I wasn't too sure you were on strike yesterday, you know.
I wasn't striking yesterday. I was leading a normal life. You think I'm going to stand outside the BBC with a placard?
Well, I don't know, but...
Life's too short to stand...
I listened to your show yesterday, you weren't on. There's some...
No, it was 3 half hours. It was 3 different programmes. There's a programme I mentioned earlier on. It's a programme called Anderson Extra, which is on periodically. At the moment, it's on a Saturday morning at 12 o'clock before Gerry Kelly, and it's repeated on a Monday night. It's a collection of different bits all stuck together. I kind of like it because you miss all the dross.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I don't hesitate to call it dross. Yes?
I'll tell you why I'm phoning you. I was going into Warren Point yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I was staying across the seafront.
Yes.
And I seen this man walking along the footpath.
Yes.
And in the distance.
Yes.
And first of all, I can see that I don't want you to take us mad on it in a bad way, but I seen this baldy sort of head on the very top.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And then this long hair sort of just blowing back in the wind, you know.
Yeah, my hair blowing in the wind, yes.
And this man, and I think he made a funny coloured jacket or something there.
Looking very...
I said myself, is that Gerry Anderson there, you know? You know, that's from the distance. I just couldn't be. Then I said to myself, well, he's on strike today, so maybe he's day off, and he's down here. So I was riding on, and getting closer and closer. And I said to myself, I think it is Gerry Anderson. But I couldn't turn around. I was going past it, I couldn't turn around to get it because I was riding along and I didn't want to take my eyes off the road, you know.
That'd be a danger to other traffic.
Yeah, so I said to myself, I'm going to ring you today and ask you, were you in Warren Point yesterday?
I certainly was. I
10 o'clock.
It was the most amazing thing, actually. And I'll tell you what, if I may say so, it was a very gratifying thing because I was there. I stayed there Sunday night. So I got up early, 9:30, and I decided to take one of my favourite walks. My favourite walk is from one. No, there's a myth. There's a myth circulated amongst people by mainly Sean Coyle that I'm unfriendly and evil. So if you had to stop to talk to me, I would have the greatest pleasure and talk to you. I would talk to many, many people. As a matter of fact, I had no peace for the entire walk. I was talking to everybody. It was great. It was lovely.
You're all on your own, like, weren't you?
Yeah, of course I was. Yeah, sure, that's the best way. I'm a solitary walker. If I had a dog, you wouldn't have seen me.
It was like a rare sight, if a bird or something like that there, I guess seen this in the
yeah, you felt like some kind of ornithologist. Presenter spotted wandering along the shore, along with the cranes and the terns. Yeah, it's a bit of wildlife.
I'm sorry I didn't get stopped and have a chat with you, but I just wasn't sure it was you and that, and then didn't see from front.
That's my...
From behind.
That's my... Do you know what I'm going to tell you?
Jerry from behind.
They stopped.
I never met you, didn't really like before you see, but looked at Jerry from behind,
Now, can I... All right, stop it. Now, can I say something? During the course of that walk, I was invited into tea in 5 houses.
You must have been, because when I come back, you weren't there. you must have went for tea.
No, but I've never met such friendly people. Do you see? If I ever get money, I'm going to go and live in Ross Trevor. I'm going to demand to live with Colum Sands, because it's the nicest place I've ever been in. And I've been in it before, but for some reason I never really saw it before. I took the whole day yesterday, and I just walked around.
Well, it was nice yesterday. It was a nice morning yesterday.
Well, you see, there's that too. But I mean, it's very sheltered down there. I mean, I don't think you get terribly bad. You just get windy down there because you're surrounded by the mountains of Mourne sweeping down to the sea, as Percy French once so admirably said. Anyway,
right.
Okay, go away now.
Today, there you go. Where's Sean today? Is he off? Is he in strike today?
He's getting his wallet removed surgically in the Royal.
Oh, right.
It may take some time, and he may not survive when he realises that he hasn't got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jay. See you, bye.
Bye. Now, there's a singer called Paddy McBride, and he's recorded the single with a young lady called Kerry Quinn, who's an actress who's appearing in the George Best story beginning this Friday night, I think, for a run in the Grand Opera House. The two of them are coming into the programme on Friday morning to sing together, because they made the single of which I don't have now, but they're very, very good indeed. This is Paddy McBride. This is a song, as they say, that he recorded earlier. Very unusual voice. Have a listen to this on Friday morning.
Don't you know you're surely worth the fight? Heaven knows what I'm supposed to do. Want to show I'm here to make it right. Cause you're breaking me in, taking all I have and need. You're making me sad. Don't you know that I believe? Let it grow, the reason you found me. Laying low, you put me on my feet. All I know, the pieces are complete. Say it so, we'll never be defeated. Cause you're breaking me in, taking all I have and need. You're making me sad. Don't you know that I believe? Well,
This is for John Jordan, the late John Jordan, taxi driver extraordinaire. That's Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky. That's in the memory of taxi driver from Belfast, John Jordan, who passed away recently. Hello, good morning. Someone on the line there. Hello? Hello? David? Hello, David?
Hello, Gerry.
Sorry about that. We had trouble getting you there, David. How are you?
Not too bad, Gerry.
Okay.
As I'm sure you're aware, I'm phoning up to an appeal out for a wallet that was lost on Sunday, the 31st of July this year. I was coming from Asda in Coleraine,
yes.
and I live in the Ballycastle Road, so I was heading up along that path the whole way home, and then whenever I put my hand in my pocket, I then discovered that my wallet wasn't there. I returned and redone my steps again.
Yes.
to where it come from originally, and unfortunately for me, there's no money, or there's there was money in the wallet. In fact, they were quite a large quantity of money in the regions of.
Don't tell me the amount.
Well, they were quite a large quantity there.
Yeah.
As I am disabled. I have a physical disability.
Yeah.
And really, that money that I had was really coming out of my benefit. I was about to go and bank it, and unfortunately, it never got to bank.
And you wouldn't be a man that's coming down with money, I imagine.
No, you're correct. That's right, correct.
All right then, okay. Do you think you maybe left at NASDAQ?
I have been back with us. They said no one handed it in. I also went to Asda's petrol station and checked there. 3 of my friends helped me. They walked back to Asda with me to see if they could find it, and it's definitely not lying along the grass or anywhere. So I'm just putting an appeal out just to say, if somebody finds it or knows the whereabouts of it, I would be really appreciate. I would appreciate it very much to get the wallet back, because obviously all my bank cards and stuff with my TransLink Smart Pass is there, etc.
Well, we ask anybody out there who is in the vicinity to keep an eye out for it. And if anybody has, for any reason, just picked it up or found it, thrown it in the car, whatever, just give us a ring at BBC here at 08459 555 678. And, because this man, you can't afford to lose that.
No, you're quite right, Gerry. I can't afford to lose that.
Okay.
That is my benefit money that was in that wallet. So obviously, it's going to be harder now for me to live comfortably until obviously the end of the next month, until I get paid again. So it is vital for me that I.
You've got a sparse few weeks ahead if you don't find it.
You're correct.
All right, David. David, listen, thank you very much for it wasn't easy for you to come on. Thank you for coming on. And if anybody can help at all, give us a ring at 08459 555 678. That message went out loud and clear, David. And if anybody has any heart at all, you'll get that money back. Okay.
I'm just to let people know that it's a grey cloth wallet.
Grey cloth wallet. Okay. All right, David.
And if anybody knows where it is, I would be that grateful to get it back. I would give them a few pounds just.
I don't think they would take it, David.
Retrieving the wallet, yes.
David, I don't think they would take it, but that's nice of you to offer anyway. Okay. We'll talk to you
Gerry,
soon.
thank you for putting that out live.
Not at all.
And thank you for the time you took to put that live on air for me. I appreciate that very much indeed.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much again, Gerry.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, David. Bye. What a nice man. Another gentleman on the line here. Hello? Or maybe it's a lady, I don't know. Mary.
It's a lady from County Down, Gerry.
I'm sorry for calling you a gentleman.
It's a lady from County Down.
They don't tell me anything here.
Oh,
They just say there's somebody on here.
Yes.
Anyway, and
Yes.
I have to take a pic of it's male or female. Although I shouldn't guess like that.
Yes. Well, my friend and I went to Derry to have a look at the Peace Bridge.
Yes, I hope he didn't go on a tour on the bus.
Oh, no. We went down by train.
Oh, God.
Now, we had heard about the Peace Bridge on your programme.
Yes.
And also we wanted to visit the Playhouse in Derry.
Ah.
And so one day in late June, we took the train down from Bangor. Although we don't live in Bangor, we live a few miles down the coast.
Okay.
And 2 old pensioners got on the train and went to Derry.
Yeah.
And we had the most wonderful day. We had a look at the Peace Bridge, and
nice,
then in the
isn't it?
afternoon,
Yeah.
we went up to have a look at the Playhouse. And I said to my friend, I said, I'd love to have a look through it. And she said, well, I'll go and ask them. And I said, oh, I don't know. And she went up to the girl behind the desk, Adele, and she asked Adele, could we see through it? And she said, certainly. And she said, take the lift to the 3rd or 4th floor, and up we went. And within a few minutes, Adele had come up after us, and she said, I'm sure you 2 ladies would love a cup of tea. And we've got lovely chocolate cake. And the reception, Gerry, was fantastic.
They're nice people up there.
Very nice. And then Niall appeared on the scene.
Uh-huh.
And after the tea was, we took a few photographs. I had my camera with me, and my friend was delighted with it. She said, we'll be able to tell people at home about this reception. And I said, we certainly will. And, you know, I think it's the City of Culture, isn't it, in 2013?
Indeed, yes.
And, you know, their hospitality to us was just second to none. And Niall showed us through the Playhouse, and we saw through the old building, and he did it so graciously, and such a lovely gentleman, and we were introduced to the rest of the staff, and really we came home saying to each other what a lovely day we had in Derry.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yes.
And there's other things to see too, you know. You should have went up and had a look at St. Columb's Cathedral, which is the first church built in the British Isles after the Reformation. It's wonderful. So next time you go up, I'll give you a list of things to see.
Oh, that'll be great, Gerry.
I'll give you a list.
But on that day in particular, we just went down because we'd heard about the Peace Bridge on your programme.
A lady came on here last week, and she said that she did the same thing as yourself, and then she went on a tour bus around the city.
Right.
And she said that the tour bus guy started to show her various places where people were born, you know, like Dana.
Yeah.
And John Hume, you know, people like that. And she said to him, she said, well, could you show us where Gerry Anderson was born? And she said, him? He said, I wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. So I hope you don't meet him.
Listen, that's the Londonderry humour, isn't it?
No, it's not. He wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire. He hates my guts. But anyway, some people in Derry don't like me.
All right. Yes.
But generally the people in Derry are very nice.
Well, we
there
enjoy
are exceptions.
We enjoy it every time we go there.
Good, thank you for ringing up.
Lovely city. And I had a friend up from Dublin last week, and I said to her, have you ever been to Londonderry? And she said to me, no, I haven't. I said, I'll take you there the next time you come up.
Well, next time you come up, you come in and see me, and I'll give you more chocolate cake.
That would be lovely, Gerry. And now I might hold you to that.
And a gravy ring.
Oh, that would be lovely.
I don't hold back.
Oh, well.
All right. Thank you, love.
Okay, Gerry.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We'll start this next set with a song about the North Texas, Southern Oklahoma crystal methamphetamine industry. Strap them kids and give them a little bit of vodka and a cherry coke. We're going to Oklahoma to the family reunion for the first time in years. It's up at Uncle Slayton's 'cause he's getting on in years. You know he no longer travels, but he's still pretty spry. It's not much on talking, he's just too mean to die. And they'll be coming down from Kansas and from West Arkansas. It'll be one great big old party like you never saw. some pride. Back in the thickets with his Asian bride. He's got an Airstream trailer and a Holstein cow. Still makes whiskey 'cause he still knows how. He plays that Choctaw bingo every Friday night. You know he had to leave Texas, but he won't say why. He owns a quarter section up at Lake Eufaula. Caught a big old kid on a ship. Wells Park, dude.
Oh dear, 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 that's starting to jump. I'm sorry about that. That's a song called, oh, there must be a little dirt on that. I must get the old 3-in-1 out. That's a song called Choctaw Bingo, which I'm sure you know what that is, but I'm not explaining it. It's James McMurtry. I played another song by him last weekend called We Can't Make It Here, a song which I play quite often, and so many people want to hear that again. I'll play it again before the week is out. But somebody is on the line here, I think. Hello, good morning. Oh. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Gerry.
Sorry about that. There was a kind of a weird sound there.
Oh, that's all right. I want to wish Sean back Monday again, all the best too.
Well, the stitches may heal. I'm not quite sure. The psychological damage may be great.
Jerry, I had a good laugh just listening to your programme. You're very, very funny on yesterday when you were on live today till today. You understand?
Well, we see yesterday. I love those little programs because the editing.
Very, very, very good on it stuff.
See, some of the stuff is kind of, I tend to ramble a lot. You just cut all that out, you say.
About the great Jersey when Sean said, no, you interrupt him, I like that kind of banter,
Well, somebody said that it's amazing that even in the shows that are recorded, that Sean still interrupts me.
I think you should be a wee bit edgy on Sean.
Well, I'll have to be good to him because he won't be well when he comes back.
I had a rung you about, I wonder if there any chance of somebody getting me a pair of Elvis glasses, the brown tint in them,
Elvis glasses?
Yes, I like them because I've got a whole new image, I've got a new black hat, a new Nashville hat, the real thing, the waistcoat and all, a whole new image for going back maybe up above for a big show again next year,
I know who this is. Who's this? Tell me who this is.
This is the
Bluegrass Ray.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ray, I didn't recognise you right away, but as soon as I heard Elvis glasses, that's something went on in my head.
I've got a new accordion also called the mirror accordion, all mirrors.
Well, what's that again? Sorry?
A new type of accordion. She's a mirror accordion. She's all covered with mirrors.
Oh, a mirror accordion?
Yes, all mirrors around. You see yourself in it, Jerry. And
I've always wanted an accordion I could see myself in. Is there any particular advantage to having an accordion you can see yourself in apart from combing your hair during the night?
All covered with mirrors, and I'm getting some good numbers off, like the Lunch and Fugitive and all that type of stuff up Temple. Very good stuff I'm doing at the moment,
Well, we hope you are. Are you appearing in...
Some morning and play one of my numbers on the town and look so well. Some other morning again sometime,
Well, maybe perhaps you could... I know you play the Jaws harp on occasion, and I didn't realise that you played the accordion as well.
Yes.
Do you play any other instruments?
Yes, I play mouth organ too.
Indeed, harmonica, Jaws harp, and a wide range.
And I was a drummer like yourself in the old show bands with that.
Oh no, I was never a drummer, Bluegrass. I was never a drummer.
No.
I never had the strength for it, the physical stamina.
But Jerry, as I say, your show's very lifting in the morning. I'm having a cup of tea from my wife and a nice bit of toast and banana. It's nice listening to you in the morning, relaxing,
The banana is very important.
Oh yes.
I met your wife. She's the loveliest woman.
Yes. And another thing too, Jerry, it keeps the wet down banana and toast spread. I love that nice toast in the morning,
Well, you see, you've got everything there, potassium, and you've got your roughage. Yes. Everything is there. Everything is there to set you up for the day. You don't need anything. You don't need anything then until tea time,
not at all.
And you're a good figure. You're slim as a rail.
Yes, and
no big fat belly for you.
And I have a few old gigs coming out now, not saying on the air coming up.
Go on, tell me what they are.
No, there's just a few lying on the line. And I was down in the Strawberry Fair and met by Andy Larry. Oh, he's good, the singing digger man.
The singing digger man?
Yes.
I imagine that's someone with whom Hugo would be familiar.
And I want to say hello to the rest of the senators.
We've got a pair of glasses for you.
Oh, have you?
Brian, the taxi driver, said you can have his Elvis glasses. He's going to drop them down to your house. He knows where you live.
Where's are you from Oma?
Brian, the taxi driver? Yes, he's from Oma. He's going to drop you down a pair of Elvis glasses to your house.
Oh, Jerry, that's great, because I need them to go in. I know why that was. I was up in that time at the show, and this woman come by, and man, there's George Jones. Me and the wife are standing, and my glasses wasn't as tinted as George Jones. And I thought it was George Jones, the country singer, Jerry.
The fellow with the crew cut.
Coming from your radio station, said, look, there's George Jones singing. And that day, I want to tell you before we go off, I got 5 snaps taken walking away from your radio station, Jess. No lies, I'm not telling you lies now.
5 snaps taken away walking away from my...
Yes. Once I left your radio station, they would come with a camera and took snaps, and I even getting on the bus, Jerry.
That's right, Jerry. Anyone who appears in this programme is famous for life. Listen, Blu-ray. Blu-ray? I thought you were a DVD there. Bluegrass. Thank you very much, Bluegrass. Blu-ray grass.
Jerry, I'm going to thank you. You're the man that brought me up here.
Good. And I shall bring you up again.
Would you give that tip to Mr. Nolan? That Nolan boy would play it. I'll tip.
He'll play nothing. He's too fat to play anything.
Okay. But Jerry, I really think that I know times you do be maybe busy, but there's you that made me name a bit famous with that old black hat now, the new hat I got, Jerry.
That's
I'm
right.
Very well. Red shirt, big thick belt from Nashville. I'm looking at the real ID, Jerry, boss.
Yeah, the Blu-ray in black. Yeah. Listen, must go now. Thank you, Blu-ray.
For them Sundance, will he deliver them to the home, Jerry?
He'll deliver them to your home.
Thank you very much. And God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Where would you get that? Come on the radio, look for a pair of Elvis glasses. A taxi driver brings them to your home. Dear Papa Golf, a lot of messages here. I'll keep some of them for tomorrow. Dear Papa Golf Alpha, that's my name. Could you ask the journalists to strike every Monday? It was nice to get a whole day with no health subcommittees, hospital trust statements, and no Gregory Campbell. But funny how even on a pre-recorded Gerry Anderson show, the presenter's stories still had different endings and the co-presenter still didn't believe a word that he said. Well, you see, nothing changes in this world of ours. Back tomorrow at 10:30. That's all we have time for today. This is Creedence Clearwater Revival, Down on the Corner. Back tomorrow at 10:30.